All right, everybody. Welcome to a pod favorite episode of the Fresh Shakes podcast, Russo and Felice.
Top 5.
Top 5? All right, fair enough. I'll allow it. Fresh Shakes podcast, Russo and Felice. I am Paul Russo. Across from me, as always, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Nick Felice. Nick, how you going? How you feeling?
It's top 5 because I like the holiday edition ones.
Okay, fair enough.
We need to go back to the Halloween where we dress up. Maybe we'll bring it back this year. But yeah, it is a good episode though because hard to believe, Paul, this is our 4th year now covering the NFL season on this podcast. So,
Yep.
But we are not alone. We promised we would start getting guests in here. It is not a old or new face, but it is a old face we haven't seen in a while.
Whoa, jeez.
Paul, are you introducing him?
There it is. It's Matt. Welcome
What is
back.
up, people? I'm back.
You're not an old face, Matt. Don't
Thanks.
listen to him. He's the old face.
Am I the number one guest who's been on? Pat still got me.
I gotta assume. I mean, we used to have Pat on once a month, so
Yeah.
I mean, you're definitely second by a long shot. But you know, I don't know. We'll have to look into the stats. I haven't been doing them lately, so get back into
I
it.
think
But
we're gonna have a good show tonight.
yeah, he's our West Coast guy.
West Coast expert.
Yep.
But yeah, Nick, if you allude to it, obviously. But the big one, as we call it, our NFL preview episode. Very excited, very happy to get it going here. Technically, 2 days, under 48. I don't know. Actually, we're right at like 48 hours until
20
kickoff.
minutes? 10 minutes?
Right at 48 hours, pretty
Yep.
much. We'll call it. Until kickoff, Dallas and Tampa Bay. But before we can get to that, we need to give you our thoughts and opinions on all 8 divisions in the NFL.
And then my favorite part, the Week 1 picks.
Yes, I forgot about that.
That's my favorite part of the show.
Plus, predicting who was going to win it all.
But if
So-
we're not talking college football this week, I gotta say,
Yeah,
pretty exciting first week.
it was. Yeah. Big playoff implications across a couple different games, safe to say.
Syracuse has a better record than Clemson.
I mean, as usual, Syracuse has to just carry the ACC. Clemson lost. Big loss for UNC, who everybody thought was the second best team in the division
See
or
the UNC
in the
game?
conference.
Oh,
You
it's
know,
so ugly.
bad.
Oh my
Miami.
I mean, Miami lost. Florida State lost. Louisville got smoked.
I didn't realize Florida State had that UCF quarterback.
Yeah, they have
I like
Matt.
that.
I've never seen that
Yeah.
where a guy loses his helmet and he ends up staying in the rest of the game.
What?
Loses his helmet.
That's why he went in the game. The UCF guy, their starting quarterback, well, his helmet came off, so he came in and he threw a dart, and they're like, you know what, we'll stick with him.
Well, yeah. I mean, they were saying he was.
I don't-
I think
Yeah.
he's kidding. He's saying.
Yeah.
But that was pretty cool that he played. I like Milton. That was part of the undefeated national champion UCF
Yeah.
team.
That's right. Exactly. Good choice, Matt. All right. So, Nick, I know you didn't bring them this time around. I know we.
Oh,
usually,
yeah. I forgot
when
the
we
helmets.
usually do
Where's
this.
helmets?
You know, we do, like you said, we do the helmets. Since I'm over here.
You guys gotta
I'm-
get those sound effects.
I have to. I'm adjusting the volume over here a little bit. Nick, I'm gonna leave it up to you. Where do you want to lead us for the first prediction zone? I suppose.
I want to start in the NFC South.
Oh wow! I personally, I feel like this is probably the right one to go with. This
We're going down to Georgia.
get it out of the way with. Obviously, the South, home to the defending champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This one might be probably the most straightforward division of them all, in my opinion. Tampa Bay all day is what I think in this division this year. Tough sledding, I think, for the other 3 teams overall. Could be wrong. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm going to be right, but I think it's a safe bet Tampa Bay in this division all day.
I mean, you return 22 starters from the Super Bowl team. That's pretty impressive. That is tough to beat.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna be a Brady hater here.
Oh.
He is gonna get old at some point. Why not this year? But I gotta think they are the
Matt,
favorite.
don't do this. I care about you.
I think they are definitely the favorite going into the seasons, but injuries happen every year. We will see what happens.
Nick.
Yes, I agree that Tampa Bay is the favorite to win this division, but we keep in mind, yes, Tampa Bay is bringing back their whole team that was a wild card team last year.
Mm-hmm.
That I think, if someone help me recall this, I think they got killed by Drew Brees both games in the regular season.
But the playoffs, they lost.
They did. They came back and beat them in the playoffs. But I just want to say, don't sleep on the Saints.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jameis Winston he's definitely the best garbage quarterback we've ever seen in fantasy. He is an awesome garbage quarterback. I think Atlanta needs to move on from Matt Ryan eventually.
Atlanta is definitely in rebuilding mode.
Yeah.
I think we all agree they might be last place.
And don't sleep on Sam Darnold.
That's what I was just about to say. Sam Darnold gets so much hate than any other quarterback because I think he sucks. I personally think Sam Darnold is decent. He's not terrible. I think Carolina, you're going to see improvement from them just because of Sam Darnold instead of Bridgewater and whoever they had last year, which was a mess. Like, now that they have a quarterback I think is respectable to lead them to being decent, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yes, I think Sam Darnold, even though I'm a huge Zach Wilson fan, I think Zach Wilson's going to be one of the young stars of this league coming up. I think there's an up-and-coming Jets team. And we haven't got to the NFC East yet, or the AFC East yet, but I think Sam Darnold just played on some terrible Jets teams and terrible coaching Adam Gase teams.
Think about, he had Adam Gase for 2 years? Darnold's not that old. I mean, that's just rough. That's just rough.
I would say Tampa Bay is the favorite to win this division, but do not sleep on Carolina and do not sleep on New Orleans post Drew Brees era.
I mean, how can you sleep on New Orleans? New Orleans is always in the mix.
Michael Thomas, I think, will be back, and Sean Payton's still there.
Yep.
He's I think even though he's a big Drew Brees guy, but Drew, you gotta move on. And Taysom Hill, I think, is perfect where he is. He's probably one of the
bench.
Well, he's just you hate him or you love him. He's a great wild card position player on offense.
I'll just give you one hint: he will run the ball. He does
Yes.
not throw.
No.
Kamara. That's why I would stay away from Kamara in fantasy. I know it's a little late. You still haven't drafted yet, but I would stay away from Kamara because this Taysom Hill guy is going to steal his touchdowns. And I mean, Kamara's still going to put up numbers, but I don't know.
They just let Latavius Murray go.
You got to remember, though, Jameis
Did
Winston's
see that.
teams, though, do trail a lot. So I know this is a different team, but and he's a garbage guy, so might not be running the ball late either. So
It's a little late for fantasy advice as well, but Winston is not a bad backup quarterback option in fantasy. He's a sleeper.
Oh, but, Carolina, I think Atlanta's definitely last in this division just because they're rebuilding.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Atlanta.
But I would not give this to Tampa Bay today.
No. Hell no.
No, this is
I
still
mean, I'll be
wrong.
the only one who does that then, I guess.
You would
alright.
give it to them right now.
Yeah.
You sound like they're going to win by
Yeah,
3 or 4 games.
Probably. I mean, I'm with you guys. I think Darnold is going to be a really great sleeper kind of guy in this league. You get stuck with what he got dealt with and with the Jets. I mean, you don't know what he's got. Jameis, I don't classify Jameis as a good garbage time quarterback. I think he's just a good quarterback. We praised Brett Favre for pretty much being Jameis Winston but white. So, and I mean, Atlanta's is a hot mess. I mean, I know last week we discussed our fantasy stuff. I was not a fan of pretty much anybody Atlanta oriented. So,
Calvin Ridley, he'll put up numbers, but that's really.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know. I think Atlanta, it'd be a different story if Julio was still there. But that relationship got shot, so
Atlanta's a tough. You just don't know.
it's a tough team, and for them it will be a for sure uphill climb. And
Yep, but again,
We'll see.
it's an NFC division. They
Yeah.
got to play other NFC teams. Good teams. The NFC's loaded, so we'll see what happens.
all right, Matt, we have the NFC North, East, West, and all the AFCs. Where do you want to go?
We can go anywhere.
Anywhere, pretty much anywhere.
You know what? Let's go to my favorite. Well, not my favorite. My favorite quarterback is obviously you know who.
Yeah.
But my other fantasy favorite quarterback. Let's go to the AFC West. I want to see what we think about Kansas City's division.
Well, I still think it's pretty much the Chiefs to lose.
Yeah.
But I think it's gonna be.
I think it's gonna
this
be.
might be a closer division race than in years past, admittedly.
Yeah.
I think the biggest question, obviously, in this division this year is, can the Chargers take that leap? Can they challenge?
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm big on Herbert, but if you listen to last week's episode with the Fantasy Pod preview, I am a little bit worried for a potential sophomore slump for him. It wouldn't be obviously that outrageous to expect. It happens all the time in every sport, pretty much. And then outside of that, the Broncos are a bit of a hot mess overall. Sure, I'm a big fan of Teddy Two Gloves. It's a great pickup for them. But it seems as though they don't know what they quite want to do in terms of blowing it up or going for it.
John Elway.
And then the Raiders are kind of stuck, actually, probably the most middle of any of the teams here. I think they're good enough to probably contend for a wild card, probably nothing else. They got a lot of very good guys. Again, another guy looking to probably make a bit of a leap is probably Josh Jacobs, in essence. Can he take that next step to being that number one running back in the NFL type deal?
Third year for him now.
Yep, third year. That defense for the Raiders is pretty serviceable, not great, but not that terrible. Probably the back half of the league, but certainly, like I said, they're a serviceable defense. Their question mark probably hinges more on whether or not Derek Carr is their guy. Probably all thought the past couple years were Derek Carr's make or break year, but I think this is for sure it at this point for him. Either tell us what you got or tell us what you don't. So yeah, like I said, I think it's still the Chiefs to lose, but I think that division's probably a little bit closer than the past couple years.
I got a hot take.
Uh-oh.
This division is by far the best division in football.
Ooh.
I think the Chiefs are going to win it, and it clear as day. They're going to win it. They're going to win this thing like 15-2.
How can you say the best division in football if one team's going 15-2 and run away with it?
Mm-hmm.
Just deep. You got 3, maybe 4, all 4 make the playoffs.
What?
Oh, this is hot.
Hold on, wait. That's not even possible.
It's getting sweaty in here.
Wait. That's not even possible.
Yes, it is.
How?
Three wild cards.
wild
Oh,
cards.
that's right. There's a third now.
The Chiefs will be in, the Chargers will be in, and the Raiders will be in. They will all be in, clear as day, in the AFC.
You think Denver's getting
the
in?
Broncos with Teddy Two Gloves.
Nick, I need to work on you. You all of a sudden got really loud.
With Teddy Two Gloves, they got a chance. I'm not putting them in. I think someone else will make it. But I will not put them in. But I think
Don't say.
I like the Raiders a lot.
Well, the only thing stopping you from getting 3 in is gotta be Pittsburgh's division. I feel like one of them else is getting in besides winning the division. There's all those teams are decent in that division. I think.
I know of one team that's not, but
Oh yeah. That's we're not here to pick on the Bengals unless we are here to pick on the Bengals.
Well, we will be here in a couple minutes, no matter.
But anyways, the Chiefs. If the Chiefs miss the playoffs, I'd be absolutely shocked. I'd also be absolutely shocked if they didn't win the division. That would really shock me. Oakland's my sleeper team. I keep saying Oakland. They're now Vegas now. I did it again. Raiders are my sleeper team in the AFC. I think they could make the. I think they're gonna make the playoffs. LA, we'll see. They have a great offense. I think it's gonna be fun to watch, but they never seem to put it together for some reason. And we'll see what happens with that. But I like the Raiders. Denver, I think, is rebuilding. I just don't know if Teddy Bridgewater is gonna get them to where they want to be.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think the Raiders are in, the Chargers are in. I don't want to jump ahead here, but I think people are going to hate me who watch this locally. I think the Bills are outside the playoffs this year because I think the New York Jets are going to win the division. I just want to throw that out there before we get there. I think Zach Wilson, we've seen this before.
How many hot takes you allowed on the show?
You two should know. We saw RG3 and Russell Wilson make it as rookies. Why can't Zach Wilson make it as a rookie? I think we got it. We've already looked at this Niners coach, the Niners defensive coordinator, whatever his name is.
Robert Saleh.
We've already looked at him as a great
true.
head coach. Why not this year? They're going to put it all together. I think the Jets are going to win that division. They're going to be the only team in that division. Your division, you said there, the Browns, Steelers, Ravens, they'll get a team. That's why the Broncos will not be in. But the Jets will be in. They're going to win the division.
And I thought his last one was a hot take.
Jets will win the division.
What?
Zach Wilson's going to be
How did
Rookie
we
of the
go
Year
from the West to
by
the East?
unanimous
What just happened?
decision. Zach Wilson.
I think with that transition, we should go to that division after these
I mean-
hot takes. Holy.
Yeah, I mean, you want to know? I'm putting it up. Screw
Put the
it.
AFC East up.
Yeah, put it
Yeah,
up.
I mean, literally,
Yeah, it is their division to lose.
literally, I have it as their division to lose. Like, and I don't think they're going to win the division, but like, you think they're just going to what?
The Bills will be the most disappointing team in football this year.
I don't know about that.
I'm talking. How many weeks are there? 17?
There's 18 technically. But
8
sure.
and 9 they're going to be.
What?
They do play a first place schedule
Yeah,
now.
but I mean, they're not that bad.
I can't go 8
8
and
and 9
9.
is a consistent team.
Okay,
What?
Okay, let's get real here. The Jets, I do like your pick. I think the Jets are going to surprise people this year. That receiver core is pretty damn good with Corey Davis, Elijah, what's his name? Elijah Moore, right?
Yep.
And then who else they got? They got another one. There's 3 of them. I cannot think of what his name is.
Well, they traded Herndon.
Jets roster.
But anyways, I think Zach will. See, this is where I disagree. Maybe is I just don't know if Zach Wilson is the guy. He's the one quarterback. I just have no clue. I guess Trey Lance too, but I don't know.
I mean, the Jets' offensive line is a hot mess.
Reason
but let's just
why I
skip over
won't
that.
say the Jets can do what Nick thinks they're going to do is because I think the Dolphins are the surprise
Thank you.
team this year.
Thank you.
They got a great head coach in Brian Flores there,
They are.
and I will say Tua might hold them back, but we'll see what happens with that. But their receivers are
I'm not sold
loaded
on
with the
Tua.
Dolphins.
I'm not sold.
I'm not either, but they got a good team.
But you're sold on an unknown commodity.
Zach Wilson, have you seen him play?
If I had to go, you gotta say the Bills are it blew my
are the
mind.
favorite.
It blew my mind when I saw that they are like the 3rd favorite to win the Super Bowl. Not that it's wrong. It's just usually I'm used to the Bills not being the 3rd favorite to win the Super Bowl. So that's just crazy to see that.
I don't know. People are going to be playing this back on ESPN.
But how have we not even mentioned the Patriots yet in this division? We're mentioning the Jets and the Dolphins. We're not even talking about Bill Belichick's Patriots.
I think it's going to be a mess with Tua. I don't think they're going to be, bottom of the AFC, but I think they're going to be in the basement in this division, the Dolphins.
I want to hear what Paul has to say about this division. Because
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think it's the Bills pretty much to lose, but I'm very high on the Dolphins. I think they're a really great sleeper team.
I think they're a sleeper team, too.
Defense is very great. Offense can be sneaky. Obviously, I think it does depend on Tua, right?
100%.
But all they need Tua to be is just
Decent.
average.
I think they got a good team around them.
They just need him to be average, and they'll be fine.
To make a wild card spot, yes. To win the division, they need him to be.
I think
take a step up.
they could win it with just him being average.
You think so?
Yeah. Mentioned the Patriots. Going to be an interesting year. I think they're probably going to sit right at that 8 and 9, 9 and 8 area.
I don't like how they think Mac Jones is already like a superstar.
Yeah, but I think they're playing it right. I think this is how you have to play it kind of now for the most part.
Yeah.
You're entitled to your own opinion, Nick. I don't know where you think the Jets are magically becoming that great.
Yeah, I don't know where. Now that we've been talking about it a little bit,
I don't know.
where the heck are they going to beat the Dolphins, Patriots, and Bills?
I mean, their line.
Zach
they're
Wilson.
Yeah, that's fine, but he doesn't play offensive line. He's not the one that has to catch his own ball.
He's the next
to be
Patrick
fair,
Mahomes.
Russell Wilson has never really had a good offensive line. He's been great. So I don't want him to get there yet, but that's kind of that's a
but
fact.
I mean, the Jets don't have a line presence on either side of the ball. They just don't.
They're not there yet. They're on the right path, I
Yeah,
think.
they're about 5 years away from being 1 year away.
We are going to play this episode back.
But I agree. The Dolphins, I
Just-
think, have the edge over them, and I definitely think you can't count the Patriots out.
No.
I think this division's going to be something no one expects. It's going to be wild.
I'll tell you what, it is the most going into a season ever. I don't know what to expect that division. Usually it's just Patriots until last year, but we'll see.
We will see. Bills fans.
All right, my turn to pick a division since I haven't picked one yet.
Wow.
Oh, God. I'm just going to do this one to get it out of the way since I really just don't want to discuss them overall. I think it's a very boring division for the most part.
Oh, no.
Nick, I think you know exactly where I'm going, Matt. The AFC South.
Oh, yeah. I see where he's going.
I mean, this is pretty much, I think, a two-horse-ish race, maybe.
Yeah, the other two should already eliminate it.
I mean, and then the other two are just very interesting for two different completely reasons, right? So obviously, Tennessee and Indy are probably going to be the two-horse race in this deal. Offensively, Indy, I think.
I agree with you.
Offensively, Tennessee's got the edge. Defensively, Indy has the edge. Which will make it a pretty interesting toss-up year. I think this division kind of leans more on how well Carson Wentz actually plays. I'm pretty high on Wentz, so I'm interested to see how well he kind of does. This might be probably the best situation overall he's played in so far.
Now with that dumpster
Yeah.
fire.
That line is...
I hope Sam Shields is watching.
The line collectively as a whole for Indy is probably top 5 in the league. They have arguably the best offensive lineman in the league in Quentin Nelson on that team. Their defense top 5 this year, I think, in fantasy projected. If not, it was sure top 10. And you have a really good running back in Jonathan Taylor kind of leading your core there. Indy's question mark, I think, comes at the skill positions, right? Wide receiver, I don't think they really have that true number one. Obviously, Ty has now taken so many steps back at this point. Tough to kind of rely on him. So
Michael Pittman.
But and then Tennessee, right? I mean, obviously you have a very, very serviceable defense, right? I mean, was formerly a top 5 in the league there for a solid year and a half, and now it's kind of fallen off a little bit. Offensively, arguably, you have the best running back in the league in Derrick Henry. Plus some decent skill guys at wideout. Tannehill, who probably that borderline top 10-ish area of quarterback in the league going into the year. So I think it's pretty much a toss-up overall between those two teams. Now, obviously, I think Houston has their own problem going on with Deshaun Watson. Everybody knows about what's going on there. Tyrod Taylor's been named the starter there. I think that's all you probably need to know overall about what's probably either A, coming down, or B, what they're just doing from an internal perspective with him. And then Jacksonville's kind of like their hot mess team. I think it's a lot like the Jets in a way. No line, rookie quarterback and Trevor Lawrence. Defense, I don't know what the hell's going on there, so who knows. But certainly, I think a two-horse race. Probably, like I said, this division to me is about the most boring in football this year.
Yeah, some good running backs in this division, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, you got Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry, James Robinson, David Johnson back in the day.
No, Mark Ingram's on that team. Philip Lindsay's on
David
that team.
Johnson back in the day, a.k.a. last year.
But as a fantasy guy, and Derrick Henry's always been on my team for the last couple of years, I got to go with Tennessee. Even if Carson Wentz plays, Tannehill's done a lot more in his career than Carson Wentz ever has. So,
I definitely agree with that.
What has Wentz done that Tannehill hasn't?
Wentz has been on a team where his backup brought him to the Super Bowl and won.
Mm-hmm. He was on a great team, too.
And
I mean, Tannehill's never been an MVP candidate.
dude, his stats last year were pretty damn good.
I know.
Tannehill.
I used to get pissed with Tannehill because he would throw it so much and Henry wouldn't get the touchdown.
I've always liked Tannehill since he got drafted by the Dolphins.
And then they add in Julio. It's all right. I think it creates more space for A.J. Brown.
I just think on paper, Tennessee's offense is way better than Colts. I love Jonathan Taylor. I think he's awesome.
Like Paul said, Colts got a great offensive line, but they don't have the best playmakers other than Taylor. So
they literally have Julio as a second receiver to A.J. Brown and Derrick Henry to go. And their tight end's good. They got a rookie Fisker there. He's not a bad tight end, too. The Colts, I I don't think there's enough around Carson Wentz to make him. He's not that good. I don't think he's that good that he needs good players around him, which he hasn't had in a few years. Well, not his fault, but
I think this can be one of those divisions where Tennessee will lock it up with a bunch of weeks ago, and Indy's going to be fighting for a wild card.
it could go that way, or it could go somehow the Colts will win the division and no one will understand why, because clearly Tennessee on paper is better than the Colts. But the Colts will have more heart and the defense will be better and they'll somehow win the division. And people will be like, how the heck's Tennessee a wild card? And it's like, aren't they awesome this year?
But you can't talk about this division without talking about, no, not Tim Tebow, Urban Meyer and his college offense with Jacksonville now, and Trevor Lawrence. A lot of big names involved around the Jaguars. You know, this is a Jaguar team that was just in the AFC Championship game. What was it, 3 years ago? 4 years ago?
Yeah.
With Blake Bortles. Obviously, a lot of those players on defense are gone. And it's not Saxonville anymore, but I don't know.
I feel like the only player left from that team is Shark. Like,
I think they got decent receivers though, Jacksonville. Their offense is going to be all right. Like you said, their line's bad, but I don't think it's their year. Give them another year or two.
I think they can beat out Houston for third.
Yeah, maybe that'll be a good fight. Don't they play the first week?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
It's going to be a great game. Paul's already got that game glued to his TV.
Yes, I'm excited to watch on Red Zone.
His last minutes. You coming over week one?
Yeah.
All right. I think we're ready to move on then, unless you want to keep talking about Houston.
Nope, I'm good. All right, Matt, it's your turn to pick since Nick de facto picked the AFC East. So,
let's see here.
We have in the AFC we only have the North, and in the NFC we have North, East, and West.
So we haven't done any NFC.
Do have MLB breaking news.
Oh, we go to Nick. We go to MLB insider Nick Felice.
Does involve Matt's team, the Mariners.
Okay.
Kyle Lewis shut down for the rest of the season.
No.
Well, on that note, to get on a positive note, because that was just upsetting that was brought up, let's go my division, the NFC West.
All right. Matt, go ahead. Take it over. We have the Rams making a big upgrade at quarterback. We have Seattle. And then we have a quarterback duel going on in the Bay. Also, the Cardinals. They're there.
They're there. Big move by the Seahawks today. Getting Dwayne Brown back there in practice, ready for week one. Need him. He's very crucial to that offensive line. Let's just get to the point. This is the best division in football.
Ooh.
They are just, every team is going to give you a hell of a game every week, and it's just, there's nothing easy in the NFC West. You're going to have to earn it to win the NFC West. You're going to have to play well. You're going to have a good division record. You have to beat your division. And you're just going to have to compete. It's going to be a dogfight, and I think Seattle's good enough to win it. The Rams obviously are there too. I'm so tired of people thinking San Francisco is going to win the division this year. That just blows my mind that there's people out there that think that. They are not. They don't even know who their starting quarterback is, and they're literally saying they're winning the division. Like, I don't see it. And Arizona is sneaky, but I just don't think they have I don't think their coach is very good. He's like good enough to make you competitive and fun to watch offensively, but I just don't think he has enough to
Larry
win.
Fitzgerald still there?
He's
No.
like retired, but he's not 100% out. He's not playing though right now.
I believe he's technically a free agent.
I mean, the Rams made a big move upgrading to Stafford, but Stafford again never stays healthy. Is he going to stay healthy again this year? That's a big question mark. I don't know.
I'm going to miss him on Thanksgiving.
It's just people are jumping to conclusions on the Rams and 49ers. It's like Seattle is good every single year. I know I'm probably a little biased here, but it's also facts. They literally are over 500 every single year Russell Wilson's been the quarterback. They literally have made the playoffs every year but one, and the one year they didn't make it, they would have made it if it was the format now with 7 teams making it. So they literally haven't missed the playoffs in this format, I guess, if it was a thing, since Russell Wilson was drafted 11 years ago. Like, there's no way you're counting them out. So I gotta think they're the favorite to win the division with the Rams right there behind them. It's gonna be close between those two, 100%.
I think with the Niners' concern of who to start at quarterback puts them in the cellar, in my opinion.
I'm just so sick.
I don't know about that. Well, in the cellar, okay, me and you are on the same path then.
I think Arizona's better than San Francisco. I don't
you think
get
they're gonna
the
come
San
last?
Francisco
Yeah.
hype.
Yep.
I just don't get why they think they're all of a sudden the best team. Like, people think that.
They probably have maybe. I'll say this. I think their defense is probably the best overall in the division.
Yeah.
Because that's pretty much the same intact defense that went to the Super Bowl. I mean, I think this year is a kind of mess around year to try and find out what you need offensively for them. So, and I think that's something that Shanahan and the front office has accepted for the year. Mm-hmm. Just kind of throw it at the wall and kind of see what happens a little bit. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Trey Lance will be the quarterback of the future. Yeah. I don't think that's an uncertainty.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I think what they're doing is they'll probably start Garoppolo, and just kind of see what skill wise they need and where, and kind of go from there. That's what I think, anyway, with them. Yeah, Cardinals, I mentioned it last week. I think this is a make or break year for Kyler and Cliff.
I could see Cliff.
Kyler definitely plateaued last year. I mentioned it last week. I'd rather my quarterback at least slump. At least there was some sort of change. I don't like when there's a plateau effect with a quarterback. And Cliff offensively is a bit of a marvel, right? I think we have to accept that and respect that for what he's done both at college and now in the pros, especially year one with Kyler. But again, he plateaued like last year. I'd rather would have seen some sort of change one way or another with him. I really do think this is probably a Seahawks-Rams race. I think it's probably a little bit toss-uppy, kind of depending upon how well you get out of the gate with both of them. Mm-hmm. I mean, that being said, I think I'm leaning Seattle for sure, though.
I don't know.
Yeah, I do agree. I think it's safe to say you have to.
Is Pete Carroll on the hot seat?
Ask me in 2 weeks when I have to make that prediction.
Whenever Paul says it, though, they usually get on the hot streak.
That's a good point. I need to unnecessarily put Pete Carroll on the hot seat.
I think Seattle's going to win this division. I think the Rams are second. I think Arizona and San Fran are a step behind, and I think San Fran's in last. I think Seattle and the Rams will make the playoffs this year. I think it's going to come down to the final week. I think Seattle wins by a tiebreaker, and the Rams will probably be in the playoffs as well as probably like the 5 or the 6 seed. So, yeah, I think these two teams could fight it out. It's tough to win a championship, but you know, you got to give him a shot. I love Matt Stafford. Big Tyler Lockett guy. DK Metcalf, never got him back. Had him 2 years. 1 year too early. But, yeah, I think Pete Carroll and Sean McVay, they've done it. They've been to the Super Bowl. That puts them a step ahead of the other two coaches.
Yeah, and Seattle's new offensive coordinator, I think, is going to be huge for Russell Wilson. I think it's going to make them back to when they were good offensively, running the ball and throwing when they need to. I think it'll be a fun year.
Speaking of a fun year, it's my turn to pick, even though we're skipping Nick because he de facto took the AFC East.
Yep.
I'm fine with it. Jets all the way.
By his extreme.
You know what? The Jets will win the Super Bowl.
Don't make me. Wait. Okay, hold on. Number one, Nick. I'm this close to pulling a Tony Reale on you and just muting you.
Oh, you should.
So we're gonna go to the division that I think is the best in the NFL this year.
Wow, we got
the East.
You wanna know what, Matt? You're right. It's not the East.
Yeah.
It's the AFC North. I think there are. I think there are literally. I think there are 3 teams.
Let me guess. The Browns.
3 teams that could legitimately win the division. You have the Bungles.
What?
Yes, exactly.
You think they're winning the division?
No.
The hate towards Pittsburgh, I just can't.
How is this being hateful on Pittsburgh on this one?
Because I already know.
I literally said that there's 3 teams that can win the division in this one.
And you're not going to pick Pittsburgh. I know you are.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not. But I'm not picking Cleveland either. Whoa. I think Baltimore wins the division this year.
I'm not saying about Cleveland. I don't care about your love towards Cleveland. I just don't get the hate towards Pittsburgh.
When have I hated Pittsburgh?
Also, I don't like the Steelers either.
Yeah, I mean, the Steelers are a pretty easy
They
team
got
to
the
hate.
best defense in the game.
Are you shot?
They got Big Ben at quarterback. You can hate them. It's allowed.
God. And their backup is a known Klansman.
Yeah. Let Paul do his opening. I want to talk about it.
I hear. I'm muted.
No, you're not muted yet. No, you still got your yellow light's not on, Nick. You're fine for now. Anyway, But yeah, I mean, I think you have three teams that realistically have a very good shot of winning the division. I think you can't say that with any other division in the league this year. You know, obviously the Bengals are for sure a building project right now. I think, and Nick has his hot take with the Jets. Here's my hot take. If the Bengals had taken Penei Sewell, I think this is literally all four teams have a shot at the division. But they didn't upgrade their line. They just went with more people for Burrow to just kind of have to scramble out and kind of hope catch the ball as he throws it.
So the Bengals are not one of your three teams?
No.
Okay.
Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and Baltimore are the three teams in this division. I think they're all very good. Each have their own.
Really?
Each have their own, in my mind, very positive strength. Each have their very own obvious negative. I think Pittsburgh, their negative is just probably the offensive scheme overall. They didn't do enough, I think, up front to kind of upgrade and protect Ben. I think we saw really last year Ben's age catch up to him quick. That being said, I mean, he still led that team obviously to the playoffs. He can do things still. Definitely not as great as he was, but he can still do things. And I think if you upgraded that line, I think that would have helped him incredibly, but they really just didn't. That being said, you hope that Najee Harris is definitely that running back of the future. I think he is. But we thought that, unfortunately, with James Conner as well. Going to be tough to see what kind of happens there. Obviously, you hope Juju kind of rebounds. You hope Claypool takes the step as in his second year now. That proves, in my mind, that he is their number one. Baltimore, obviously, you know what your strength is that offense overall. You know what you can get. That being said, I think Lamar Jackson might be a little bit of their negative. Teams have certainly caught up to him at this point.
Thank you.
Teams have certainly caught up to him at this point of what he tends to do and what he kind of boxes himself into at this point. But their defense is now maybe not back to what it was a decade ago still when they had like Suggs and Lewis and that group, but it certainly has brought itself back up to a for sure top 10 defense in the league. Cleveland, I think their biggest positive is the exact is probably their defense for sure. That defensive front is absurd. I wouldn't want any part of it. And everybody else behind them, their linebacking core is really strong. Their cornerbacks their corners and backs have some things to be desired, but extremely serviceable. Their negative, in my mind, probably comes down to whether or not Baker can, again, now keep climbing to what he has been doing. Cleveland is a lot like, I think, Miami in this regard. You don't need Baker to be the number one quarterback in the league. But you just need him to be average, and you'll be fine. You have Nick Chubb, top 3, maybe pure running back in the league. And you have a very solid third down guy with still in Kareem Hunt, maybe not as great as he has been.
Yeah, you look around the room. Look at our reactions.
Well, no, Matt's nodding. You just aren't with it for some reason.
I don't agree with top 3. He's definitely 6.
I said like pure running back. If you just give him the ball and he goes up the gut.
Okay, he's good.
I like Nick Chubb.
So
but you ain't gonna win a championship with Baker.
I think you got 3.
I agree. There's definitely 3 teams that can compete for that division. 100%. I'm not saying the Steelers are anywhere the favorite. Oh my God,
no.
Juju Smith's not even gonna last on that team by the end of the year. The guy's doing milk cart challenges.
Well, he did succeed in it. He's the only person I've seen succeed.
God. I couldn't even imagine the Pittsburgh Steelers watching that video. They're
Corvette.
He's gonna do his TikTok dance. And
I did see the Colts
franchise.
mascot. He succeeded too.
Oh God!
But he's a horse. He's a horse.
He does horse things.
Not a person. He's a horse.
Okay.
You know?
I think
big difference. Horse, person.
I like Mike Tomlin, which will keep him in it. I like Baltimore's the favorite just because I think they're well coached. They're always well coached. And that division's up for grabs. It's gonna be that division's a toss up.
It's a dogfight.
Yeah.
They're gonna beat up on each other.
100%. I could easily see the division winner being only like 10-6 because it's just gonna be or whatever 10-7 now. They play 7.
They're gonna beat up on each other.
Yeah, it's gonna be something like.
Don't sleep on my Bengals.
They're nuts.
Joe Burrow. I do like Joe Burrow.
I like Joe Burrow, but they just don't have anybody to protect him.
No.
And
And a guy coming off an ACL injury. Yeesh.
I am not looking out for Odell Beckham. He needs to call it quits here and retire because he is been and always will be overrated.
Remember when Odell was in a Giants jersey?
Yes.
How different his tone was.
Yeah.
I remember.
You know,
Remember Josh Norman?
who did he just sign with?
San Fran.
Oh my god.
He just loves going to Seattle. Or no, that's
Odell Beckham.
Yeah.
That's all I got in that division.
I thought Nick was going to.
Yeah, I think the Steelers are going to win this division.
He's a big Steeler guy over here.
I just think their defense is just that dominating.
I mean, their defense is fairly pedestrian.
Minka Fitzpatrick?
Okay, and you have a
TJ Watt?
But you also have that right there was what I was going to say. You have a big problem in TJ Watt, who is now going to play the season extremely disgruntled.
I don't know. Mike Tomlin's the best coach in this division?
Ooh, I don't know about that.
Harbaugh.
Ooh.
Mike Tomlin is like Pete Carroll.
I'm high
season.
I'm high on Stefanski.
Mike Tomlin is a good coach. I like Mike Tomlin.
He's a great coach.
Yeah.
He ain't a good coach. John Harbaugh's a good coach. What's his name? Stefanski.
Stefanski's good.
Oh man.
And who's the Bengals coach?
Cleveland
Zach
won't be the
Taylor.
That's right.
Cleveland won't be the most disappointing team because Buffalo's got it locked up.
Oh, yeah.
But they ain't making the playoffs. You had your fun, Browns fans.
It would be typical Bills to go out there and suck this year, though.
They will. Because the Jets are winning the division.
Okay.
All right, Nick's on mute. Go ahead, Matt.
That's all I got in that division. I mean, I think it's going to be a good fight.
All right. All right, Nick. Oh, Nick, you're on mute. I can't go to you to pick one of the last two
looks like
divisions. You want to? I'll unmute Nick.
Zach Wilson's the greatest quarterback.
What a second. All right, Nick. We have the NFC North and the NFC East left.
Oh, you got to save the best for last, so NFC North.
All right.
That division is going to be interesting.
Yeah, we have some interesting news lines in this
There's
one.
no
right?
secret.
We have the obvious nonsense going in Green Bay. We have definitely a quarterback controversy in Chicago. We have Man Campbell and the Lions in Detroit.
Yeah.
And the Vikings are just kind of sitting there with a really weird COVID situation
I just
going
want to
on.
say there's no secret that we all don't like Green Bay.
That's true.
No.
I can't wait for the Cowboys-Packers game on Fox at 4:25. I guarantee it's on there. Joe Buck and Drake were on the call. I've seen Cowboys-Packers on Fox at 4:25 on a Sunday too many times. I don't even know if they play each other this season. But
the Cowboys won the division. No, they didn't. They were terrible last year.
They might play in the division.
They play that division this year. No, they don't, because Seattle plays the NFC North. Seattle plays that.
Well, anyway, the Packers are going to win this division. The Vikings are second.
It's kind of nuts to think that I'm just looking at the teams. The Packers are definitely the favorite, but like
I don't think that personally. I don't have them as the favorite.
But like, who is then? Because those you think
I think Minnesota.
You think Minnesota is going to win the division?
Yeah.
I'm just like, I just don't see it happening. I don't know why.
Minnesota's got some talent.
Honestly, one of my biggest dark horses in the league is the Lions. Like, I don't think they're that bad. I don't think they're.
I would love to see that coach be good.
I don't think they're going to be, like, really good, but I think they're going to be one of those teams that kind of just pesky around for a while.
Okay, I am going to record what you just said there and play it on repeat on Thanksgiving Day all day long.
Okay.
Yeah, and then when he's right, I'll be celebrating.
Okay, so I don't think they're going to be bad. I think they'll probably hover at like that 500. What we have to now call the 500-ish mark, where it's like 9-8, 8-9. But
I think Thanksgiving's week 12.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's not. Look, Jared Goff, we all know, is not a top end quarterback in this league, but I don't think he's that terrible either.
Yep.
That being said, I mean, they do have some pieces around in Detroit. Their line is serviceable. Defense is not bad. I think it's enough for them to cause some problems in that division.
They play 10 games before Thanksgiving. So what would the record be?
Detroit,
we're talking about
10 games,
10 games,
4-6.
I was gonna say 5-5.
I'm going 1-9.
Jesus.
Wow.
I am a huge Lions fan. I love everything about that. They should be on Thanksgiving. The Cowboys should be off Thanksgiving. I am tired of listening to Joe Buck and Troy Aikman call them at 4:25.
Against the Packers.
The Lions, though, are going to be terrible. Jared Goff is terrible. And they lost Kenny Galladay. They lost Megatron years ago.
Megatron hasn't been there for a while.
I just don't see this team competing.
I just find it bizarre that the Packers were like the favorite, and
Yeah.
their quarterback situation was horrible this offseason.
I can't put them there for that
That's
reason.
different, though. We know what to expect of Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, he'll play.
Do we though this year? Like,
Does he
do
care?
we?
I guess he cares. There's no way he does not care.
He cannot care. At his age, he's still trying to win some championships. He definitely cares.
Like, it sounds like he could have had the Jeopardy hosting gig if he actually like was.
Why
gonna do
didn't he?
it.
Because he wants to win a championship still. You knew he was coming back.
I don't know.
You knew he was coming back.
I just think they should have traded him. We could get something
Yeah.
for him. He's 37 or however old he is.
Let Jordan Love play.
Let him ship him to Denver, dude. Just let him go die in Denver.
If he goes to Denver, then all four of them are making the division. But the Jets, how are they going to beat the Jets?
Don't make me.
Mute him.
But this division is interesting with Chicago. Is Andy Dalton starting week 1?
Yes.
He is. Hence why
How
there's a
long
quarterback
will he
controversy.
start?
2 weeks.
I'm going by week 3. Fields isn't the quarterback.
Matt Nagy has a little bit of that it factor.
What?
He gets them in the playoffs.
Matt Nagy is my number one quarterback or coach to get fired this year.
I mean, he's definitely top 2.
He's in the hot
at minimum.
seat for sure.
Well, Mike McCarthy, I don't want to jump ahead. Mike McCarthy will be fired after a 3-14
Okay,
season.
that's a hot take.
Dude, if they go 3-14 with healthy Prescott here, he might get fired.
Yeah.
He would. But
Nope. I mean, I think this is the most NFC North. I just think I have no clue. I would think the Packers, maybe I don't know. I don't see the Vikings doing it, but I would not rule them out, I guess.
who's the best receiver in this division? Is it Adams, Jefferson,
Well-
Thielen, or Robinson?
Ooh.
Or Marvin Jones Jr., if there's any fans out there.
He does.
I don't think Marvin Jones is on the Lions anymore.
He is on the Jacksonville now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so
Move
no
across
Lions in the running here. Robinson, Thielen, Jefferson, or Adams. Or Randall Cobb.
He will disagree, but that is such an easy question. But I love Justin Jefferson. I think he is going to be a top 5 receiver in the NFL going forward.
I think it's Adams. I think Jefferson's too. Paul, can I get your answer?
You go to Thielen for the feeling.
Thielen is third. I'll give him third.
You go to Thielen
He
for
says
the
first.
feeling.
First?
Yep.
Over Jefferson?
Yep.
Okay, keep going. Who's 2?
Jefferson.
Who's 3?
Randall Cobb.
Oh, my God.
Over Allen Robinson.
And then it's Robert Tonyan.
Aaron Rodgers just doesn't get enough touchdowns.
Allen Robinson needs to find his way out of Chicago.
He tried, didn't he?
Free my man Allen.
Didn't he try to get out?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure like Washington and the Giants were like 2 of his preferred landing spots.
He really has Randall Cobb over Allen Robinson.
Wow.
We'll just let it slide. They didn't even have Devontae Adams in this top
No.
5.
They hate towards Devontae Adams.
Devontae's a glorified 2 and a 1 body.
Oh my God! I had him on fantasy last year for the first year ever. My God, he was awesome. He literally every week gets a touchdown. I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we only have one division.
But if you
left.
put him on the Jets, oh my goodness, they
What-
went back to
What's
back.
going on here? Oh, never mind. I'm getting the camera off of you.
Mute him.
The NFC.
Yes.
East. It's do or die for Danny Dimes.
Look at
We
these
have-
headlines.
We have the big D in DC. Dak is back, and then Philly. I don't know what the hell's
He
going
looks
on.
like he worked harder on that one than the other ones.
I in fact did. Not gonna lie to you. I want this one to really hit home. Anyway, Nick, I want to go to you first because
Thank you.
I don't necessarily believe in the whole entire do or die for Danny here in this year. I just don't.
Well, it's going to be
You know.
do. It's not going to be die. I think we could see both New York teams going to the playoffs this year. And I think they're both going to win their division. The only problem is the Jets will have probably 4 or 5 games better of a record than the Giants this
Are you
season.
nuts?
The Giants are going to win this division at 8-9, and Washington's going to be 7-11. The Eagles are going to be
too many games.
The Eagles are going to, the Cowboys. I'll give the Cowboys. They'll be 6-11 or 6-11. They would be 7-10. That's right. Washington would be 7-10. Cowboys 6-11. Eagles will be 3-14.
Do you think they're coming in last?
Yes, I just said it.
Giants though.
The Giants will win this division because Saquon Barkley's back. They got Kenny Galladay. They got Darius Slayton, arguably a top 10 receiver in this division.
You're not
think about it. Everyone gets their top 2.
He is not arguing his case well right now.
But no, this division is absolutely terrible.
I don't know if it's terrible.
It's always terrible. It's always been terrible.
What?
I'm surprised they aren't the division. Did they ever get a division winner that's under 500?
Yeah,
they ended up going over last year. I think the Redskins were like 8-7 or 1 or something like that. Didn't they?
I think Chase Young, great guy. He's been the name of our group message for a while now.
He has been.
Yeah, Chase Young's a great guy. Paul's name's Chase Young in that too.
Chase Young.
Yeah. But Chase he's definitely a playmaker, but it's good enough for second. The Cowboys will be around just because of, Jerry Jones and his X factor that he brings to that organization and all the money he has. But nope, Cowboy fans, I think it's going to be for the 50th year in a row. You're not going to win the Super Bowl. But we'll still talk about you. And I think there's a very good chance you could see a Cowboys fan and a Bills fan watching the Jets and the Giants in the Super Bowl this year.
Matt, save us.
I'm trying to just take it in what I just listened to. It was a great story, great pitch. But he's completely wrong on that one.
That's a no from me, dog.
God, are they really start? So Fitzpatrick is starting for the Redskins.
Hell yeah, dude.
Why is the other guy not starting?
Because Fitzpatrick is definitely better.
I don't know, man.
Who's the other guy?
Heineke.
Oh, Heineke should definitely be
He
starting.
should.
No.
Yeah, Fitzmagic's over.
I think
Fine, the Giants should just start Ryan Ness because
I think
Daniel
the
Jones
Redskins.
is over.
Redskins. I can't believe I'm saying this. I think they're the favorite because Scary Terry's good. Aren't they got a new name for him now?
We have Scary Terry, but we also have Curtis Samuel.
And it's Washington. It's not the Redskins.
Yeah, put some respect on our name, bro.
Yeah.
Football team.
Thank
Just
you.
call them the Guardians.
The Guardians. Antonio Gibson is the next up-and-coming stud running back in the
Yes.
NFL. The defense is loaded. I think Chase Young's awesome. It's not even just him. The whole defense
Montez
is...
Sweat, De'Aaron Payne.
Okay, we didn't need you to list them all.
This division's loaded at running back. Saquon, Zeke, Gibson, Jalen Hurts, loaded at running back.
I will give you...
All right, I'm muting you for that awful joke.
Saquon is healthy this year. I really think... So Saquon, I really like Saquon. But you gotta think... Paul probably could say this too. Saquon has to be the most overrated big name ever. Like, what has he really done in the pros yet? Like,
Ooh, I don't know about that.
what has he done though? He's been. He's my fantasy team the last 3 years.
You want to know who I think it is? Because I think it's actually somebody in the same division.
who?
Zeke.
Oh yeah, same thing. Well, the only thing with Zeke, he's played. He's proven he can score.
Yeah, but you talk about how great he is. He fumbles once a game.
I get what you're saying. They act like he's like the top 5
Yeah.
in the league, and he's not
No.
top 5 in the league. But Barkley, Barkley, all of a sudden he's the 6th best running back in the league. Why? Why is he the 6th best running back in the league? Because he catches the ball. And what? His 3 games he played the last 2 years? Like, I love Saquon. I think he can be that good, but I don't get why they think he's this good.
Counting those two out. That means Nick Chubb's getting close.
Nick, you're still on mute, by the way.
I am not counting the Giants out yet because no one should be counting. The Giants were in it last year with that freaking their terrible record they had last year. No one is out of that division. It's
Nick
good.
Chubb is getting closer and closer to that top 3, sounds like.
If you really think Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to lead them to number 1 easily in that division, it's not happening. It will be close. I hope the Cowboys don't win, but they're going to be in it if Prescott's healthy.
Joe Judge is the best coach in this division. There it is. There it is.
Back on mute.
But that's my take on it.
Nick's wrong. It's
if I had to say, I'd say Redskins win the division.
Hell yeah.
Washington.
You're still on mute.
The Guardians win the division.
Anyway, yeah, I mean, look, Fitzy, I don't know how good he'll be, but will be entertaining as hell on offense.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the Dallas throws a wrench into this a little bit. Their defense is still freaking toast.
Mm-hmm. Their defense is
terrible. I mean, offensively, if they click offensively, they're going to just be a firestorm, I think. But yeah, I mean, I think it's probably for the most part just going to be Washington and the Giants in this division.
The Cowboys will be there though.
They're going to hang around. That defense is such a big question mark. Excuse me for them that I don't know.
I can't wait for these picks.
All right, so let's do our. You want to do week 1 games first, and then
yes.
Okay.
Are we doing the spreads or just the who's winning?
You're just picking.
Come on, this ain't your first NFL episode.
What? We're getting into the spreads now. We're getting more mature now. We do gamble more.
Game 1. Cowboys at Buccaneers Thursday night. Who do you want?
I got the Buccaneers.
Okay.
Give me Tampa Bay.
I'm going Bucks as well. Game 2. Colts. They're hosting the Seahawks.
I'm going to go the Seattle Seahawks get a road dub.
I'm on Seahawks.
I'm going Seahawks, but it's going to be a close one.
Ooh.
Jacksonville at Houston. I'm going Houston.
Why, Paul?
There it is.
You got to go Jaguars in this game. Trevor Lawrence, Urban Meyer, Tim Tebow, down in the South.
Tebow's not in.
It's all leading up to a Jaguars
Give
week
me
1 win.
Jacksonville.
Eagles at Falcons.
Ooh, that's a good one. I think the Falcons will win this game.
All right.
Is that Atlanta?
Yes, at Atlanta.
Atlanta. Go with the home team.
Yeah, I'm with Atlanta on this one too.
Oh, we all rip on Atlanta.
Steelers at Buffalo.
Pittsburgh all day.
Buffalo.
Yeah, Buffalo.
I'm going to go Buffalo as well.
Buffalo.
Chargers are heading east to play Washington.
That's going to be a high-scoring game.
Whoa.
Fitzmagic is going to throw 4 touchdowns, but Justin Herbert's going to throw 6, and the Chargers win. It's going to be incredible season debut by Justin Herbert. I don't know about 6. That might have been a little bit of an overreaction, but
give me
4-4.
Give me Los Angeles Chargers.
I mean, I got to go Washington.
That's fair.
Right. 49ers, they're in Detroit.
Well, I said they'd only have one by Thanksgiving. 49ers won this game.
I'm going Man Campbell in the Tigers.
I'm going the Lions get a week 1
Same.
W.
Yep.
Raheem Mostert will score a touchdown before the Lions win this game.
Minnesota at Cincinnati.
Minnesota at Cincinnati.
Yep.
I got our big upset of the week. Cincinnati Bengals will win this game. Thielen will drop a touchdown pass at the end of the game.
Dude, you know what? I think that one is definitely going to go over in points. I really think that one's going to be high scoring. I'm going to go I'm going to probably lose here. I'm going to go Minnesota wins this game.
I'm going Minnesota as well. Cardinals at Tennessee.
Derrick Henry, monster game. Give me the Titans.
I'm going Titans as well.
Tennessee.
All right. Jets at Carolina.
This definitely intrigues me because
I'm going Carolina, by the way. I'm just going to get this out of the way with.
This is a tough. These week 1 matches are hard.
here's what I'll say about this game. This will be Zach Wilson's motivation game. Carolina's going to win this game. Zach Wilson's going to make a huge interception mistake, but it's going to be the biggest learning curve that he's ever going to have in his career, and it's going to lead him to the division title. Carolina wins this game.
Carolina's playing who again?
But the Jets win the division.
Jets? Chris McCaffrey's going to have 3 touchdowns week 1. Carolina.
And Darnold versus old team?
Christian McCaffrey's got that home game locked up, that first one.
Our afternoon slate of games head into the late hour. We're in the 4:25s.
Packers, Cowboys.
Browns at Chiefs. Give me the Chiefs.
Chiefs by 3 touchdowns.
Jesus.
Hardman's going to go off.
Yeah, I got to go Chiefs. I was almost going to do the upset there.
Dolphins at New England. Fins up. We're going the fish.
Go Mac Jones, New England.
Is that New England? Give me the Patriots.
All right. Green Bay at New Orleans. Matt's right on.
That's a 4:25 game.
I'm going New Orleans, and we're going to hear nothing but the Packers and them losing that game.
Yeah, this would be like, should they trade Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
Should they do this? Give me Jameis famous Winston wins.
I gotta go Green Bay here.
Whoa.
Devontae Adams, big game?
No, definitely Randall Cobb. Jordy Nelson?
Wow, we really just
Our
picked the
last
Saints
of the
with
four-
Winston to beat the Packers with Rodgers.
The last of the 4:25s. The Denver Broncos head to the Meadowlands to play the Giants.
Giants win this game.
Mm-hmm.
12-7.
You were supposed to say 8.
Yeah, I definitely thought he was about to hammer an 8.
Ooh, we got a scoregami this first week?
That probably would be a score guy.
I can't believe 36-23 has not happened.
Wow, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's never happened.
Well, I'm on the Giants.
This is a high-scoring game, though.
Saquon's going to have a good week 1. They're going to win in a close one, like 17-13, something like that.
All right. Sunday night football. You waited all day for Sunday night, only for it to be the Bears versus the Rams.
Oh, God. Fantasy?
Rams.
Yeah, LA would shock me if they didn't win this.
That game might be my last man standing pick.
I think I might be doing the same thing.
I'm-
I think it's a smart move.
I'm thinking 31-3 Rams win.
Let's not get too carried away.
31-3.
Me and Nick are doing combine last standing, so we have the same
Oh,
pick.
heady play.
I think we're going to go with
Are
the
we
Rams.
Are we about to be on the same board?
Are you
by
in
the
the
way?
SMS one?
Shh.
You mean the not one from my basement one?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Good. Monday Night Football. Ravens at the Las Vegas Raiders.
Oh, this is going to be my big pick.
Give me Baltimore.
Oh. How I'm going to ride the Vegas bandwagon all the way to them making the playoffs this year.
Oh, no. Guys, I have MLB news.
Oh, no.
Well, let me get my pick in.
Okay, go ahead.
Ravens in overtime.
All right.
Oh.
Garrett Cole was pulled from today's game with a hamstring injury. I hate
What's the
everything.
score?
I don't know. Who cares? I know we're losing. I think it's like 4 or 5-1. All right. Prediction time quickly. If you guys are there.
Yes.
I have my division winners and wild card plus my Super Bowl matchup and winner. Tampa Bay, Washington, Seattle, Minnesota win their divisions. Wild cards for the NFC. Rams, Giants,
my phone.
and the Packers. In the AFC, Chiefs, Dolphins, Ravens, Titans are division winners. Your wild cards will be Cleveland, Chargers, and the Bills. Super Bowl matchup, repeat.
Oh.
Tampa Bay versus Kansas City. Kansas City comes out on top this
Oh,
time.
my God. What is this? Golden State, Cleveland?
All
Pretty
right,
much.
here are my division winners. Obviously, we know the Jets. The Jets will win the division. The Steelers will win the division. Tennessee will win the division. Kansas City will win the division. The Giants will win the division. Green Bay will win the division. New Orleans will win the division.
What?
Seattle will win the division. I got... Hate to say it. I got Green Bay
Green Bay?
and Kansas City. Kansas City wins.
Green Bay?
That's a classic Super Bowl too. Green Bay, Kansas City. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, actually,
Oh, my
yeah.
God.
Super Bowls 1, 2, and like 4.
Well, clearly you guys took notes, apparently. Looking at your
I
little
did. I
board.
wrote it down on this sheet.
I'm going to go from straight just memory of the divisions and picking teams based on our chat today. We're going to start in the NFC. It is going to be the Redskins Vikings.
I know I didn't give up.
No. Redskins, Packers are going to win the division. I'm not picking the Vikings. Redskins, Packers. Tampa Bay, Seattle are going to be your division winners. The wild cards are going to be New Orleans, the Rams, and give me a sleeper. Carolina is the third wild card that makes it. You get that one down, Bob?
I don't know.
In the AFC, we're going to go Buffalo, Baltimore, Colts, Kansas City, with the wild cards being Miami, Cleveland, Tennessee. It's got to be Tennessee.
In your Super Bowl.
And my Super Bowl is going to be... You know what? I'm going to go biased here because I just think Russell Wilson's going to be an MVP this season. I'm going to go Seattle versus the Chiefs. I've always been waiting for the Super Bowl to happen, and Seattle beats Kansas City in the Super Bowl.
Hey, I forgot to give my wild cards real quick. Got to give my wild cards because will I pick 4 out of the AFC West? It's a big question you've all been wondering all show long.
No, not really, no.
My 3 wild cards out of the AFC. We already know my Super Bowl, but 3 wild cards out of the AFC. Las Vegas, LA Chargers. Nope. I'm going to go Baltimore Ravens. And out of the wild cards in the other one, I'm going to go Washington, Philly, and Dallas. No, I'm just kidding.
Whoa!
And I'm going to go with 3 out of there. I'm going to go the Rams. I'm going to go Tampa Bay. And I'm going to go Minnesota.
All right.
But
there
the
you
Jets
have it.
will win the division.
Did you pick them?
I did not pick them to the Super Bowl.
Oh, there you have it. NFL preview officially up for us.
You probably agree with us,
Tomorrow, get your fantasy lineups ready. Waiver wire should be, I think, through for most leagues at some point tomorrow.
Our last one is tomorrow.
So, everybody, hope your team does well. Hope everybody is happy with their teams. Hope everybody is ready for what we can only hope to be another exciting season of NFL football action.
It's always a pleasure.
As always, thank everybody for tuning in. Matt, thanks for swinging on in. Glad we could get you in studio.
Always a pleasure being here.
Thank you. Thanks for coming
I
on
feel like
again.
I said I'm always a pleasure.
Yeah,
but
you pulled a big D. You vote.
No, a big D would be like I vote to keep.
No, I vote.
I vote Nick.
Yeah. Sorry, Nick. You have a vote. You're gone.
It's always a pleasure to have you on.
Thanks.
Nick, who are you shouting out?
I do have a confession to make before I shout out.
Oh, okay.
I did went to the casino and put $20 on under 52 and a Dallas Cowboys win for Thursday's game. I know, it's terrible, but
Under 50.
I know it's terrible. It's the biggest odds. Went for it, and today I'm shouting out my Aunt Molly and my Uncle Jay, who let me stay at their house over the weekend in Albany, New York. Not gonna give their address because that would be creepy, but
And it's just wrong.
Basically giving almond that you basically kind of didn't give them.
That's also a good point.
Kyle as well and his new fiance Annie.
Congratulations, by the way.
Yep, and thanks for letting me stay at your house while I covered Waterloo at Hornell football.
Big game.
It was a good game. Waterloo blew it. 7-point lead going last quarter. Lost 23-21 because of a safety and a touchdown.
Yikes.
But, yeah, so that's my shout out. Shout out to my Aunt Molly, my Uncle Jay, cousin Kyle, and his fiance Annie.
All right.
No
so,
Kiefer.
as always.
Let me. Over there.
Oh, okay. Oh, my bad. You good?
Yeah. He's just saying, Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
Go Jets.
As always, again, thanks everybody for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, all the fun stuff to help us and Fair Lakes one out. Good luck to everybody in week 1 for fantasy, your favorite teams. We will catch you all next week, recapping a big week 1 in the NFL.